Welcome to the Verdin Verdict Sports Show. I'm your host, Jacob Verdin, joined by my guy, G-Sportz G. What's happening?
What's happening?
CFB 26 today. We don't got to talk about what happened when we were playing CFB 25 last year, G, this year. Oh, what they say, new year, new me, dog. Come on, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling
It's,
it, G. I'm scheming. I'm getting a playbook together, whole 9 yards, dog. You got to look out for me. That's all I'm going to say.
yeah, I pre-ordered mine. It's downloading. Well, it was downloading when I left the house this morning, so I can't wait to walk in the door. I'm locked in. Phone gonna be on D&D. Don't bother me.
Don't even try, huh?
Don't
I
bother
didn't
me.
even get it yet. My buddy's trying to get me to get it right now, man. I don't know. I'm skeptical, G. I gotta see people play it. You gotta give me an honest review, whatever you think. If it's good, if it's not, yada yada. I need
No,
to
I've
read.
been I've been following I forgot the guy's name, but he's like a content creator for like games and stuff like that. And I've been following him since probably like last month about just the different things that they added to the game and with the things he don't like, the things he do like. So from what I've seen with the gameplay, some stuff that they added, I think it's gonna be really really good. I think it'll be even better than it was last year.
First takeaway that I got, I'm glad that they added high school to Road to Glory. Like, why would you not put that? The Road to Glory to college, you skipped a major part, G. You know, if senior year, if you're gonna get the state title, whole signing day process is just like boom, what college you want to go to? You jump right into it. Nah. I want the whole experience. I want it all.
Sure.
Got Coco in the chat saying you should cop it. Coco, you go ahead. You cop that dog. We'll see. I don't know. I gotta make my decision first.
Whoever wants to see me, man, let me know. Game attack G underscore PIF 08. I'm like that.
I'm gonna have to catch you early when you don't got all the cheese under your belt. You don't got your whole
I
playbook,
mean,
your coach band. I'm gonna have to get you early, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't letting you get no practice in. No way. No way. Let's jump into this LSU recruiting, G. Two new additions to the 2026 class. You got the number 3 safety in the boot, Isaiah Washington from Haynesville. Number 2 offensive lineman in Mississippi, Bryson Cooley. And correct me if I'm wrong, but they already got the number 1 offensive lineman in Mississippi in Emmanuel Tucker. So break down everything for me. What's your thoughts on this class? Thoughts on the additions? Anything else they need to add?
of course, I'm more familiar with Isaiah Washington. Played quarterback at Haynesville. Superior athlete. About 6'1", 6'2", very long and athletic. I like what they're doing with this class, bro. They making sure they evaluating, the kids in the booth the proper way and not allowing them to go to a Ole Miss or Mississippi State or something like that and be a diamond in the rough. And now you got to try to catch them on the back end in the transfer portal. Um, the Tucker kid, I'm not really familiar with him. When I looked at his film, of course he's really really good from when you watch it. But I like what LSU doing with this class, bro. They loading up on that offensive line. Like they
Yep.
doing a really good job. The only thing I have concerns about is after this season, Tyree Adams is gonna come back probably. DJ Chester gonna have to come back because he's not gonna be draft eligible. Weston Davis gonna have to come back because he's not draft eligible. Bringing
Mubanga.
all these, yeah, bringing all these Mabenga, bringing all these top recruits in like this, along with the guys that came into this class, this 25 class, will some guys getting their feelings and getting the transfer portal because they're stacked with so many good offensive linemen. That's the only thing I worry about. But I guess it's a good problem to have. And I
Yep.
think Brad Davis and LSU is doing a great job loading up. Because we all know in the SEC, that's where you win at. That's what Bama and Georgia made they staple at, bro, in the trenches. And I think Brad Davis and Brian Kelly and them understand that that's what we got to win at. We got to win in them trenches because we going to always get good skill position players, especially in the boot. We breed that, but we got to get the trenches in line. I think that's what they're doing.
Yeah, and everybody always says that. Some people think it's just coach speak. Some people think it's just a cliche. It starts up front. No, it really does. Because if your quarterback got a second, 2 seconds to be able to read the field, of course he's going to make errant passes. Not going to show off the decision making, whatnot. Offense not going to be able to develop. And then on the defensive side, putting that pressure on the opposing quarterback, getting them off their spot, getting them out of their comfort zone. That's everything, especially in the SEC when you're playing these dogs week after week after week. If you look at the class rankings, 24/7 has LSU at number 10. On 3 has LSU at number
How many
7.
how many offensive linemen we have committed for the 26 class right now?
At least 3. Let me go ahead and do a deep dive. React to the Booby Feaster commitment. USC on July 4th. LSU misses out. I feel like that wasn't really a surprise. We kind of expected that, but what do you
Yeah,
think
for
about that?
sure. I mean, if Tristan Keys were to flip and change his mind, I think Booby Feaster could still have a shot LSU can still have a shot to get Booby Feaster. I think he see the writing on the wall with Darby, um, uh, Tristan Keys, and Jabari Mack. You
Yep.
know, they got them three committed. So I think Booby Feaster said, man, I'm not going to add on to that room because it's going to be pretty crowded. I want to go somewhere where I can have an opportunity to kind of make my mark. And I think that's why USC was able to get him.
I agree. You got 3 tackles and an inside offensive lineman. Your inside is Jalen Chapman from Warren Easton. He's a 3-star. Your 2 tackles, your 3 tackles, Bryson Cooley from Mississippi, Emmanuel Tucker, the other one from Mississippi, and then you got Bryson Martinez from East State.
Yeah, Bryson Martinez, really, really good player right there, to tackle. Yep.
So right now you got 4 of them. You're locked and loaded. Brad Davis is doing his thing, and he's
Yeah,
always and I feel like that's what he's known for. I know this one's going to be on the defensive line side, G, but on Thursday, we got a commitment from Lamar Brown. You got a last-minute update. How you feeling about that one? We're about 3 days away from his decision.
man, it's coming down to LSU and A&M, bro.
That's what it's
That's what
looking
it's
like.
coming down to. I was with him on that Friday that he was on his official visit in Tiger Stadium because they had their Friday night lights count. And I was just asking him how the weekend was going so far, and was he enjoying himself? He said yeah, and I asked him, who was gonna come down, and he said A&M and LSU, and he kind of gave me a smirk. So um July 10th, a lot of people are gonna be sitting by their phones trying to see what is God gonna take his talents to. But I will say this to LSU fans. Let's just say worst case scenario, he does decide to commit to A&M. It's not the end of the world, right? You still have until that December signing period to be able to change his mind, right?
True.
And sometimes, and I'm not saying that's what Lamar Brown doing, but sometimes you see some kids, they like to play, um, the game as if, look, we gonna make y'all work to get me. So yeah, I want y'all to show me how bad y'all want me. Some kids do that. I'm not saying that's what Lamar Brown doing, but um I think if he does decide to commit, I'm getting tongue twisted today. If he does decide to commit to A&M, I don't think fans should overreact. Please don't get on social media, bashing him and his family,
Right.
because that would deter him for changing his mind, right?
True.
Because what social media has done now, and we can be the dead horse talking about this. It has made people and made some of these families not want to deal with a university when they get all that scrutiny and all that backlash, right? So if he decides to go, wish him well, and LSU and that staff gotta do their due diligence, bro, and try to do their best to change his mind. But we'll see. And even if he does commit to LSU, I don't think people should overreact, because December is a long way away and a lot can
Hmm.
happen. I think over the last couple of years, I just don't get too excited and don't get too high, don't get too low about commitments anymore, bro, because I see this thing change in a blink of an eye. So, of course, I'm gonna be paying attention on what he gonna do on July 10th. It's Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thursday.
yeah. I'm gonna be paying attention, but I'm not gonna put too much stock on it, whether he commits to LSU or he decides to go to A&M.
Yeah, you can. And I'm glad you brought that point up about the fans. Because, dog, look, what if he want to hit that transfer portal after a year or two, and then he's making his decisions, and he's like, yeah, you know what? I remember all the stuff y'all were saying like that. This how y'all gonna welcome me in with open arms, but only on certain conditions. Like only if I'm doing what y'all want me to do. That's a
It's his
two-way
life.
street out there.
It's his life at the end of the day.
I agree. Let's move into these SEC NIL ranks. We're talking about recruiting. I feel like this goes hand in hand, trying to see who exactly is the top dog and really like how far LSU's caught up in terms of the overall NIL race. Because I did some digging. All right. And I was expecting LSU to be like what? Number 4, number 3, maybe at best in terms of overall SEC NIL collectives. G, they got them at number 2, right? They say that Texas is number 1 with annual funding from Texas One at around 22 million. We're gonna put a pin in that one because I ain't buying it. LSU apparently sourced 20 million through Bayou Tradition. So hey, shout out BK. Did some work. Did some campaigning, if you will, this offseason. You got Georgia, you got A&M, Alabama, all around the same neck of the woods, around $18 million each. Straight up, G. Do you believe LSU's second out of all of these schools? Or is this just some close to the vest reporting here?
I don't think nobody will really truly know what these schools are bringing in. They asked Sarkeesian a couple months ago about how much money they said they had last year in NIL. 40.
Well, they said this year's roster, 2025, it was around 35 to 40 million to
Yeah,
put
yeah,
together.
and he denied it. So uh, I believe truly, I do truly believe Texas got a shitload of money. I think they probably got arguably the most money in the country. That Texas money alone, bro. They got their old money, and
They do.
I do believe they number one. Now, how
Yep.
much they getting, we'll never know. Is LSU number two? We'll never know. Like I just don't think they getting accurate reports on how much money they getting and how much they bringing in.
Yeah, and I wanted to kind of parlay this into so if they're hypothetically number one in NIL, LSU number two, all this stuff, would you double down and say that these are going to be the contenders in the SEC going forward? Because shit, if you got the money to spend, then you got the coaches, you've got the top recruits, the top transfers, if you will. Like with the way it's looking out right now, they had Texas, LSU, A&M, and then Georgia. Could you confidently say, at least in your opinion, you think that those are going to be the top SEC teams going forward? Like, how much of you being a powerhouse in that NIL department is going to like translate to success on the field, or is it just overblown and it's not always going to work out?
I'm still a believer of doing it the right way. Yeah, these players got to be paid, and you got to compensate them accordingly. But I'm still old school, bro. Like, when Michigan won the national championship a couple years, the bulk of their roster came from high school recruiting, and yeah, they did NIL, bro, but they didn't just base their relationship and their recruiting scheme off of NIL, right? Last year, Ohio State won it. Yeah, they paid their players and stuff like that, but a lot of them kids that was on that roster was guys they recruited from high school, and I don't think they went out and based their recruiting off of NIL. And I think
Right.
you got to still stick to your guns when you do that. Georgia, another one, man, like Kirby Smart, he's old school for sure. He's going to make sure that that you get paid. But if that's the only reason you're trying to come to Georgia is on how much you can get, he gonna move on and go get somebody else. And that's just everybody don't have that luxury to operate like that. Everybody not Kirby Smart. Everybody hasn't won multiple national championships like him and put multiple first round picks in the league. So everybody probably can't go the same route he's going. But when you talk about somebody like Brian Kelly, you have enough skin in the game to be able to still pull kids in and not just have to base it off of NIL. No, he hasn't won a natty, but he's been highly successful. And I
Yep.
think he's number one in wins of active coaches
Yep. He
right
is
now.
over 300.
Yeah, he's put a ton of guys in the NFL, first round, second round, third round. So I think he has enough skin in the game to be able to have that kind of conversation with a kid and a family and say that, look, if you only come in here based on how much I can pay you, then you can hit the door. So
Yep.
me personally, that would be my pitch if I'm out there recruiting. Now, if you're a Kentucky or Arkansas, yeah, you probably got to go pay out the wazoo to try to get some of these kids, or you never gonna be relevant in the SEC.
Close that gap. Out of those four teams that we mentioned, though, like I can't help but notice the fact that there is a major outlier. Like with Texas, LSU, Georgia, I find like they got some success. With A&M, dog, like it's been a long time since they've been like really competitive, and they're throwing money at number one recruiting classes, at number one portal classes, like getting Jimbo Fisher out at like $76 million buyout. Like I just to your point of doing it the old fashioned way, like there is a lot of merit in that still because we've seen horror stories where you're throwing buku money at a team and it just doesn't click, it don't come together. You can't buy that continuity and chemistry that's going to lead you to the championship because when stuff gets rough or when you're not going to be motivated by the M's that are coming in through your bank account, now you really got to tap into that dog, into the intrinsic values that are supposed to be what's looked at in recruiting, not all bet I'm gonna go get the biggest check. Like Georgia or Alabama or LSU, they used to recruit the toughest prospects, the people that are gonna be able to, no matter what, rise up to the level of competition and carry their teams. If you're kind of going through and just having people pick based off of, it seems like this will help me out right now. I
Right.
don't think they're seeing the big picture, and that's where the lack of success is going to come into. I don't know if I said this yet though, but Nussmeier is the fourth highest NIL valuation in college football.
How much is
Shout out
that?
Nussbus. 3.8 million.
Three
Arch,
point eight
come on. Hey, and
M's.
it's bigger. It's bigger. It's got to be like it's the second best quarterback at least in college football, and then Arch at number one, 7 million dog. Like that's bigger too. No way.
I think Nuss got engaged, or was it Will Campbell?
Nuss, yeah. Shout
Congratulations to
out,
Nuss, man.
shout out Nussmeyer.
Yeah, got
And
engaged over
then,
the weekend. And Will Campbell dates Nussmeyer's sister, correct?
mm-hmm.
Wow.
Hey, it's the blind side protector, man. Got a lot of trust. Let's move on to this SEC contender or pretender segment. This one, hey, it's gonna get interesting. G. I always talk about eternal takes, right? Making a take and then being immortalized on the internet. Here we go. I'm jumping right back in that water. I ain't afraid of it. I'm about to get on my soapbox. So these are all win projections on your screen. If you're just a listener right now, I'll read them out to you. Brett McMurphy from On3 gave the over/under win totals per Circle Sportsbook, but I went and did my due diligence. It's FanDuel, it's DraftKings. If you're picky and you got a specific sportsbook that you're riding, it's on that too. Don't worry. Alabama 9.5 wins. Georgia 9.5 wins. Texas 9.5. LSU 8.5. Ole Miss 8.5. Tennessee 8.5. Auburn at 8. A&M at 8. Florida at 7.5. South Carolina at 7.5. And everybody else straight up. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but those are going to be that's an easy pretender call right there from that list on. However, my contenders, G, the two teams that I can for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, say that I believe they're going to get double-digit wins. I'm going to say Georgia and Texas, and I got a brief explanation as to why. Obviously, top two teams. It's a pretty easy take. Last year, they were your two teams representing in the conference championship. Now, for Texas, that's a team to beat in CFB, dog. Especially once Arch Manning gets comfortable. I mean, look, Colin Simmons is probably my favorite defensive player in all of college football. I'm just going to be honest. He's top 30 in NIL valuation as well, too. Dude's making like $2 million. At least that's what On3's saying. But Longhorns debuted in the SEC strong as hell. I think they could be a powerhouse for some years. Now, Georgia's going to be interesting because you got the Gunnar Stockton question mark, right? A lot of people are saying, I don't know what you get out of him, yada, yada, yada. Gee, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I don't think Carson Beck last year was elite either. Like at one point through 5-6 games, he threw 11 picks. That's damn near 2 picks a game. They may do without elite quarterback play then. And I mean, look, it's not the most successful season that they've had, but I think the talk of Georgia and their success has always kind of been based around the defensive production. And I don't think that's going to go anywhere, especially with a guy like Kirby Smart. So no slide at Carson, but I think they can make do in that area. What's your reaction to those two takes? And I'm sliding Bama out. I'm saying they're pretenders, but I'm going to get to that in my pretender section. I'm not putting them at 9.5 wins, dog. There ain't no way.
I'm just flabbergasted about why so many people got Bama as the number one team in the SEC for this year.
It's hype.
I like people think that highly of Todd Simpson.
Bro, I think people just have like I don't even want to say recency bias because the last year it was a fall off period, but like people just they put them there just to be safe. Like, all right, whatever. This is a safe pick.
And look, I'm not saying Todd Simpson is a slap. I'm not saying he's a slap dick, but for y'all to think that Bama, especially with everything they lost, like they lost a lot, bro. On the offensive line, they lost a ton of guys on defense. So they must think Todd Simpson is gonna be able to elevate that team to new heights next year.
They riding that Ryan Williams hype, dog. That's got to
Yeah,
be what they are.
Ryan Williams is arguably the best. I mean, depending on who you're talking to, Jeremiah Smith. I don't know. I think it's Jeremiah Smith, but
I agree. I think so
some
too.
people might say Ryan Williams. I get all of it. Like, but this is a quarterback driven sport.
Facts.
And if your quarterback is just above average, and from what I saw from Todd Simpson thus far, he's an above average quarterback. Now, he might have took it up another step this year, with the spring and off-season workouts and, watching film and just, putting the time in to improve himself at that position. But based off of what I saw from him in the past, I'm just confused on why everybody got Bama as the number one team in the SEC. To me, it should be somebody that has a returning starter coming back.
Yeah.
Like a LSU with Nussmeier, and that's not me being biased, bro. Like Nussmeier played last year. And yeah, he had his ups and downs, but he still threw for 4,000 yards and what 30 tutties. The interceptions was a little high. I think he threw 12 interceptions, but you
It could have
know
been worse.
that right. You know that coming back into year two, he should have a really good year, and the interceptions should come down. They
Yep.
should come down, and he should look a little more polished. And then with the roster they got, implemented to go around him, I'm just confused on why Bama would be ahead of LSU and they got a returning starter. And then you talk about Texas. Yeah, I think Arch only started 2 games last year.
2 to 3. It wasn't many.
Yeah, and he came in for Quinn Ewers a few times throughout the season.
Yeah.
I could see the stock being high on Arch and Texas being number one in the
Hmm.
SEC. I'm just confused on why Bama is number one. Maybe McMurphy knows something that we don't know. I don't know.
So, yeah, if I had to rank it, I'm definitely putting Texas 1. I would put Georgia 2 only because I think that defense is going to balance. Like, yeah, Gunner's not going to be able to throw you 303 a game on average. Probably, who knows? Maybe he'll surprise us. But I like the ability to go out and get a stop in response to whatever happens on that side of the ball. Now with LSU, I feel like they have to be a lock for top 3. I mean, I'm gonna segue right into them. I got them as a this sounds bad, but I got them as a not sure. Now, here's why. Because you got a question mark, and it's the offensive line. Like, if you can protect Garrett Nussmeier, dog, see that
Yeah,
firepower, see all those weepons, boom, it's
yeah.
over with. Like,
That's
once
really
you get
that's really
past that,
that's really the only question mark I have for LSU. Like
I
when you talk
agree.
about just from a talent standpoint, they very talented on the offensive line, but it's a lot of guys that's gonna be playing this year that just don't have a ton of experience. Yeah, like we talked about this a whole bunch this throughout this all season. Tyree Allen played last year. He got in some spot time when he was at guard. He wasn't at the blind side tackle. That's a big difference. Wesley
Mm-hmm.
Davis didn't even touch the field last year, bro. DJ Chester probably gonna move from center to guard, and it's probably gonna be Braylon Moore, the Virginia Tech transfer at center, and then Josh Thompson probably gonna be the right guard. So we still got to see them gel together, and the biggest thing for LSU offensive line for me, I don't think they're gonna so much have a problem in pass pro. I think running the ball. That's what I want to see. If they could come off that ball and LSU could get back to how they used to be when they was winning the national championships with Clyde Edwards-Helaire and when they had Justin Vincent back in the day, and being able to get 120 plus yards rushing a game with that, by committee with Caden Durham, Caleb Jackson, um, Harlem Berry. If you could get over 120 yards a game rushing consistently, especially in the SEC, man, you're gonna have a good opportunity to win the league, bro. But that was something I think they struggled with last year, just being
They
able to run the
did.
ball, especially in short yardage. So that's the biggest question mark, bro, for LSU, the offensive line. That offensive line come out and they mauling people and they coming off that ball and they can run the ball and on 32 and 33 and short yardage situations. LSU gonna have a great opportunity to compete for a national championship this year. Because we know they're gonna be able to throw it and we know they got the receivers.
Exactly. And like, if you're not able to run it, I feel like it just makes a defense job that much easier in terms of how you're going to protect against the pass, right? You don't have to stack the box, do all that good stuff. But last year, just dialing back, harping on the dead horse a little bit, you heard in week 1 that they're coming out and running the ball down USC's throat, bully ball, all this stuff. I just looked it up. It was only 113 yards on the ground. And that's what a healthy run. That's what John, Caleb, Caden obviously didn't break out at this point yet, but
John Emery was having a good game in that against USC too.
yeah, I think he got the bulk of their yards. He got 61 of the
Yeah,
113.
before he got hurt, he was toting that pill.
Bro, what? And without him, like that, it shell shocked him a little bit. So yeah, that's going to be something that I think they're going to have to grow on, and then you're really going to get to see how valuable Will Campbell, Emory Jones. I'm even going to throw Garrett Dellinger and Miles Frazier out there, dog, because for the last 3 years, that's been the heart of your offensive line. Like, yeah, Miles moved around, Garrett moved around. He started at center, moved to guard. Miles, got plugged and played at certain spots. Shit, Miles played everything: guard, center, tackle, the whole 9 yards. But anyway, I say all that to say, like, it's going to show how much experience and depth you really had at that spot. Now that you don't have it, you're going to kind of miss it a little bit. But hopefully the boys are going to be able to protect them. I think the defense will have more production as well. Like, I'm going to give them that same credit that I gave to Georgia. This year, LSU is going to create more turnovers. They're going to have better stops. They're going to be more explosive off the ball. And that's going to kind of help. For more teams that I got at this, I'm going to say tier of the SEC, the not sure tier, I'm throwing Ole Miss in there. They're in the same spot as Alabama, dog. We were talking about Ty Simpson. What is he going to be able to show? Alabama, I think they have a bigger question mark at quarterback, especially with the battle still ongoing. At least that's what they're saying in the media.
You talking about Ole Miss or Alabama?
I'm saying Alabama still has a quarterback battle going on. That's what they're saying in the media, though. They haven't 100% knocked down Ty Simpson. Ole Miss, Austin Simmons is their guy, but this is the biggest transition Lane Kiffin's had at Ole Miss in quite some time, though. Like, if you look past Jackson Dart, the Matt Corrals, like all these different quarterbacks that have been kind of consistent at Ole Miss, now you got a real period where, like, they got a lot of hype around Austin. I'm not.
Austin Simmons is really, really talented now.
It'll be interesting to see him in that transition.
So who tied Simpson in the quarterback battle with? Not the true freshman from Dallas, huh?
They have a transfer.
Okay. They got that quarterback from Duncanville. That was the Corian Moore quarterback. I forgot his name. He was committed to SMU, and then he ended up flipping to Bama. He really, really good. He a true freshman at Bama this year. Forgot his name.
Pulling it up right now. You talking about Keelan Russell?
Yep, Keelan Russell.
Austin Mack is the transfer that they got potentially. I'm looking it up right now.
Austin Mack.
Washington.
Mm.
Smaller name.
Ty Simpson gonna win that job.
I think so, bro. Austin Mack is big as hell, though. Oh my God, this says 6'6". Let me double check that before I fake news, y'all. 6'6", dog. That's fire. I ain't gonna lie.
So the boy must have a prior relationship with him because that's where they came from. They came from Washington.
100%.
So
100%.
So he knows that. Well, you know what? Ty Simpson might have to watch out because I'm pretty sure he knows the boy's offense.
Oh, got to.
That's probably a big reason why he came.
Boy. All right, I got one more kind of in the middle team that I want to talk about before we move on to our potential pretenders. I want to talk about South Carolina. They're at 7.5 wins. I think that's a little too low. Schedule's rough, though, at LSU versus Oklahoma versus Bama, at Ole Miss, and at A&M. Now, the North Sellers, strap up your war boots, buddy. Show off that muscle. Show off the fact that you're one of the best mobile quarterbacks in college football. Because this SEC gauntlet, it could chew you up and spit you out, big dog, especially for a mobile quarterback, G. One tackle, one rolled ankle, God forbid, but it could all come crashing down. Let's move into the pretender segment. I'm going to start it off with your this is your pick for one of the sleepers in college football, Florida. I'm not saying that they're not, but I have a question that I want to prop up to you because last year they had a similar schedule and they had a similar record, 8-5. Sportsbooks have them at 7.5 wins. So they're kind of floating the expectations in the same area. I'm going to pop up the schedule, or I'm just going to say the schedule. At LSU, this is all consecutive, by the way. Let me start this off by saying that. At LSU, at Miami, at home versus Texas, at A&M, at home versus Miss State, at home versus Georgia. Actually, that's a neutral site. At home versus Kentucky. On the road against Ole Miss. Back at home to close out Tennessee, Florida State. I could see like 5 losses right there, though. Because LSU, question mark. Texas, no way. A&M, I say no way. Could happen. Georgia, no way. And Ole Miss, I feel like has time to be able to iron out the kinks by that point. Could be wrong. Then Miami, Tennessee, Florida State, that's not walks in the park either. Like, look, Lagway's good. And I'm putting them, honestly, in a similar breath to South Carolina because they're both one of the more explosive quarterbacks. The thing with Lagway for me that I'm open to floor to you about is he 100% healthy. Like, we're putting all this pressure on the shoulders, but is he going to be able to handle it? Like, they got him on a pitch count right now through spring. He's recovering from shoulder. They say, oh, he'll be good for fall camp. That's a hell of a season to be able to put all that pressure on him, to put that gauntlet. I mean, a 7-win season, I think they could potentially get lucky, hit the projection nail on the head, squeeze out an 8th win. I don't know, though, because they're going to get pushed through a lot of tough games. Honestly, G, I'll be unbiased. If LSU has that schedule gauntlet, LSU, Miami, Texas, A&M, yada, 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 I don't even know if they make it out of that. I feel like that's asking for at least 3 losses right there. What's your reaction to that?
Man, if we being honest, DJ Lagway is the best quarterback in the SEC. That's just how I feel about it. When you talk about size, weight, speed, arm talent. He the best
The
quarterback in
whole
the SEC.
package.
Yeah, he the best quarterback in the SEC. When he comes out next year, I think he gonna have an opportunity to be a first round pick. But like you say, is he healthy? That's gonna be the key. And if he is, I just think Florida gonna have a great opportunity to probably go 10-2. Who those two losses gonna be to, I don't know. Because last year they beat two ranked opponents, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't they?
Was LSU ranked whenever they played them? They were probably ranked at the lower end of it.
I can't remember. They beat somebody that was ranked. No, it was two teams that was ranked last year. And then they went toe to toe with Georgia last year, bro. If DJ Lagway don't get hurt in that game, they might. I think they win that game because they had all the momentum before he got hurt. The
You talking
game
about
just
the
went.
A&M win that they had too? Is that the second ranked win that they would have gotten?
They beat A&M last year.
Let me go double check. I'm pretty sure. But that Georgia game though, like if you don't get banged up with that hamstring,
I watched that whole game, bro. Like they had Georgia number, and as soon as he got hurt, that game went completely in a different direction. But
they beat Ole Miss last year. Number 9 Ole Miss, number 22 LSU.
Yep, that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? So when you have the best quarterback in the SEC, he can galvanize that program and galvanize that team, in my opinion. And if you ever been around DJ Lagway, which I have on multiple occasions, he has that kind of personality. He has that kind of aura to put that cape on and get guys to rally behind him, bro. And they got talent on that roster. And I think in Billy Napier's 4th year, he got all his guys in that program, and I think he has everybody buying in. I think the AD Strickland believes in him because if he didn't, I think they would have canned him after last year. So
yeah,
I can't wait to see how it all play out. I hope DJ Lagway is healthy because I would love to see him go throughout this whole season and see how it all goes because I think he's gonna be able to show that he is the top quarterback in the SEC in my opinion. And when it's time for him to come out after his 3rd year, he will be a first round pick. I just think he that good.
I feel like the draw that they got in terms of the schedule though, that shit is rough.
Yeah, they got a tough schedule.
It's consecutive. Like it's not.
Last year their schedule was tough.
Head up. And it's weird too because like I know that they got rid of the divisions and stuff for the SEC, but it used to be the SEC East had a lot lighter path because the West had everybody, bro. The West had Bama, LSU, Ole Miss, A&M. Now they got Texas, yada yada yada. The East, it was just Georgia and Florida, bro, kicking it back. That was the toughest game on that side of it. Now, bro, the fact that they get Miami on the road, LSU on the road is tough, but I feel like that's a staple for them. At Miami, at least Texas is at home. Both tough games. I think A&M
Miami
tough.
Miami dealt with them last year in Gainesville. I watched that game. It was bad. And that was really their worst loss of the year last year.
I know they don't got Cam Ward, but like it'll be interesting to see what they do with Carson Beck. They got a lot of hype brewing around him. I don't know.
Miami gonna be pretty good again. They're gonna be good again.
And then that Georgia game, that'll be interesting because look, if last year, if they were this close, you might be able to get it done here, especially with it being a neutral site. So I don't know. I think I could see Florida. I don't know. I'll say 8 to 9 being generous. That's me. 9, I feel like would be perfect for them. If they get 9 wins, good lord, bro. That's shitting on the expectations right now because they're expecting them to go about 7-5. That's what they're thinking.
Florida, my sleeper, bro. That's my sleeper.
I think mine, if I had to put on anybody out of here, it would be South Carolina, but I'm feeling the same way. I'm feeling worried. It's like, bro, y'all go through at LSU, Oklahoma, Bama, at Ole Miss, at A&M. The SEC is unforgiving, bro. Unforgiving. Like, you get patches where you're playing the best teams in the country week after week after week, and you cannot get a break. You don't get a bye week. You don't get a non-conference. Shout out Notre Dame, bro, because y'all got this shit figured out, being independent, not having to do all this. And then you're the SEC game.
I got a suggestions, man. I got a suggestion for Lenora Sellers, bro.
What's up?
Don't wear the goggles, man. Get you some contacts.
Don't wear the goggles?
Don't wear the goggles, bro. Come on, man.
It's not enough drip.
No, man. Don't wear the goggles. No. You look too big and too imposing, no diddy, to be out there wearing goggles. Put your visor on, man. Wear some contacts. And go out there and be a super ninja.
What if he got him tinted? What if he got him tinted red or something? No.
What?
The goggles.
No. The only way he should be wearing goggles if he got an NIL deal.
Oh, hey, okay. Now, Speedo. Let's get it going. Matter of fact, we got to call them. Let's set that up together. We about to
Yeah,
start our
if
NIL
you got an
agency.
NIL deal, wearing them goggles, that's completely different. But if you ain't got no NIL deal, Lenore's, man, put some contacts in.
Shit, Oakley, hit them up, bro. Come on, let's do something. Before we hop out of here, G, I want to react to this. CFB 26 released today, so we gotta keep it themed. We gotta have a segment out there for you. These are your top rated LSU players. I'm gonna give you the whole rundown. LSU's apparently the number 10 team rated at an 86 overall offense, number 6 at 89, defense, number 8 at 92, which is confusing. I feel like the offensive stats, it must be harder to give them out right now. Not a 90 overall for offense, but you're number 6. But then you're passing 90 overall and you're only a number 8 defense. Like, that don't make sense. When I saw 92 defense, I thought that'd be a top 5 defense in the whole damn game. But that's besides the point. Nussmeier, highest rated LSU Tiger at 92 overall, second highest quarterback rating. Your defensive leaders in terms of the overall. Harold Perkins, a 91. Ashton Stamps, a 91. Shout out Mansour Delane, a 90. Your fastest players, G, Barry Brown, 99. Oh my Lord. Don't blink, dog. You gonna miss them. Jelani Watkins, 98 speed. Caden Durham, DJ Pickett, Mike Turner, all got a 95 speed for your 94s. Mansour Delane, Aaron Anderson, Harlan Berry. Tiger Stadium is your number one, toughest environment. If you heard the debate around that last year, I feel like that is pretty interesting. Nussmeier's Commons, the Kyle Field, yada, yada, yada. If you weren't there, you missed a hell of a time. Nussmeier is a 76 speed though, G. What the hell?
He had 87 last year.
Bro, 70. All right, bro. I'm going to stop the hate right here. Is he the most mobile quarterback? No, he's not. 76. Bro.
I think that's accurate.
Bro, that is so low.
Bro, when they gave him 87 speed last year, I was like,
okay,
wow.
Maybe not that high, but like, bro, give him an 82. How you a 92? Second best quarterback.
I could deal with 80, bro. It shouldn't be no more than 80. He ain't. Come on now.
I feel like 76 is so damn low. And then Harold Perkins, he only got a 92 speed, 91 awareness.
Only? You said only? Well, that's fast for a linebacker.
Brother, but Harold Perkins was getting in the backfield. Then this year, we got to set him up for a good.
If you 92 speed, bro, you running like a 4-4. That's fast.
I guess, man. Come on, I'm thinking 94 at least. That's what
I ain't gonna lie though, man. They wrong for not giving Ball Sharp a higher rating. That's the only one I had a question mark.
What about Trudez Green? I had two. I had a question mark on Trudez and Chris Hilton. I think
what Trudez rating is?
I don't know exactly, but they ain't 90s. I thought Trudez, I put him at least at an 88, and the Barry Brown ends the season at 86.
See, I can't give Trudez a higher rating than Ball Sharp. Ball Sharp is proven in his league. He led Oklahoma in receiving last year. We saw what he did during spring. Dude was an animal.
Green, if I had him on the ultimate team, brother, he'd have 10 touchdowns. I would just straight.
But Trudez, he hasn't done enough to get 88 overall, bro. I can see like 80, 82, 80, 82, somewhere in that range. He can't have the 88, bro. Ball Sharp should be like an 88 or 90.
What you think about Ashton being over Mansour Delane? Because we've been talking about Mansour being CB1.
Yeah, I was surprised about that. I was surprised about that. Mansour Delane is probably going to be a top 3 round pick in this next year's draft. So,
hell yeah.
I was surprised that Ashton was rated higher than Mansour Delane. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Mansour Delane and Aaron Anderson had the same speed, dog. 94. Not that.
I think Nick Anderson too. Well, I wonder what Nick Anderson's speed is.
Let's see if I can find it out.
I think that's a good rating for Nick Anderson on 88. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like these are all gonna go up.
And that's based off what he did.
91. That's got to be off of last year.
Yeah. Well, no, he didn't play last year. They're going off his freshman year.
Well, I just meant like that's got to be off CAB 25, but it says 26, bro.
Yeah. No, last year he had 90 speed on college. He had 90.
So how you remember that? First off, how you remember that?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Doug, this says who's the highest rated quarterback in CFB 2026. I'm pretty sure it's Cade Klubnik, but let me not speak out of turn here, big dog.
I know LSU gonna be one of the teams I play with. I'm definitely playing with Michigan.
I've heard good things about LSU's offense so far.
I'm definitely playing with Michigan. I'm definitely gonna probably play with Florida. I'm definitely probably going to play with SMU because Jennings come back at quarterback.
Brother. Cade Klubnik
Oh,
got an 86 speed. I gotta stop you right there. John Mateer got an 89 speed. Bruh, there ain't no way Nuss is a 76 if we giving them that. Bro, that's crazy to me. I'm
not
sorry.
now.
That's
Clay
crazy.
Klubnik more mobile than Nuss. Now, don't get it
He is,
twisted.
but dog, 10 speed points higher. Oh
Yeah, he
my
should. Yeah,
God.
he
Nuss
shouldn't be no
slander.
86.
I gotta
Clay,
stop the Nuss slander today.
yeah, Clay Klubnik should be wrong by 83,
To
82.
answer Floby's question, it is Cade Klubnik, but they in a three-way tie, brother. It's Cade, Drew, and Nuss. They're all 392 overalls, but Cade is he's ranked number one. And awareness. Now let me read you this. The awareness for Drew Allard is number one. He got a 95 awareness. Nussmeyer got an 89.
Drew Allen, that's the quarterback from Penn State.
Penn State. Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like awareness matter on college football because you controlling the quarterback.
Good point.
So
Good
it
point.
only goes off your awareness.
Dog. And Carson Beck got a 96. All right. It's over with. How does he have a 96 awareness? Hey, me and you next year, G, we got to be the ratings expert. We got to be like Chad Johnson when he went out there with the little badge and the whistle. Like, nah, we making changes, bruh. Facts.
Hey,
First
but the
change
good
I'm
thing
making.
about what NCAA football did last year, I think every 2 weeks they update the rankings. So
Something like that.
So that just because you got a 91 right now don't mean that's what you gonna be in week 6.
Yeah, you better be on that grind.
Yeah.
I already know what's getting changed. Nussmeyer, at least an 80 speed. Come on, bruh. Let's do it. If he could beat me in a 40, then I'm giving him 81.
Dog, Nuss don't run, bro. He don't. I never seen Nuss keep it on his own read. He always give it, which I don't understand why they run that play.
Yeah, hey, bro, you gotta keep the Jaden Daniels energy in the playbook. Gotta pay homage to five.
When I play with LSU, I'm gonna run a 2 quarterback system.
Who's gonna be out there? MVB?
Michael Van Buren, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna run him and I'm gonna use him and Nuss. Keep people all balanced.
I'm gonna put
What
your
Michael
Joe
Van
Sloan
Buren's
cap
speed
on.
is?
Let's see if they let me know.
I'm gonna have a package for Jawan Johnson.
They don't even got it out. They don't even say.
It's out now.
I don't have I don't see it on online.
Well, I'm about to go home and play it for hours.
You're gonna have to let us know what his speed is. You're gonna have to let us see it out. Man, I might have to get on there, bro. This says it projected to have a rating of 80 overall. Hold up, wait a minute. What? That's projected. Nah, you got to give us the official. Give us the official tonight.
I got you.
I'm gonna see if I get it. I don't know. I'm gonna let you decide for me. Is it fire? Is it the same as last year? Is it worth it? Is it not? Damn thing like $90.
Oh yeah.
And if I get it, I gotta get the deluxe, bro.
I got the bundle. I got the bundle with college and the Madden.
So if I hit me with this, since it already came out today, can I go buy the version that gives you the 4,000 points, even though that was a pre-order bonus? Like, come on, they gotta be trying to get money last minute.
That's a good question.
EA Sports, I'll keep it a buck. If y'all hit me with that 4,000 points today, I'll cop it. If not, y'all gonna catch me at some type of sale, Prime Day, some shit. Y'all gonna have to catch me then. I'm not gonna lie. All right, appreciate everybody for tapping in. We'll be live Wednesday. Got some stuff brewing up the sleeve as per usual. Go check out that Cedric Van Pran podcast. Hell of a show.
In the trenches.
Great conversation, dog. Real smart dude. In the trenches, getting active, getting that work. Y'all hit that like button. Go follow G on socials. Be here Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Y'all have a good one.
Don't play.